The thaw in relations. As the fever rose, Geeti felt wrapped up in a suffocating blanket. A small body radiated heat despite the cool evening breeze drifting through the partially open window. Each breath felt labored, and it seemed as though a cactus had bloomed inside her throat, its thorns scraping against the tender flesh with every swallow. Choti Dadi sat beside her bed, carefully placing fresh, damp clothes on her burning forehead. The night lamp cast shadows that danced across the walls, making the room feel like the inside of a warm cocoon. From the doorway, her grandfather's tall shape remained motionless, backlit by the hallway light. He had been standing there for nearly 20 minutes, watching without moving. Is the feeder waking? His voice carried across the room, quieter than usual, with an undertone that made Bimla glance up in surprise. Not yet, she replied, wringing out another cloth in the basin of cool water. But Dr. Das said it would rise before it falls. It's following the pattern he talked about. She rose to refresh the water, carrying the basin towards the door. She'll be fine by morning, Bhaiya. You should rest. But when she returned with fresh water, she found her brother had moved closer. He stood beside the bed now, one wrinkled hand resting gently on Geeti's fevered forehead, his palm cool against her burning skin. Does your throat hurt very much? He asked, his voice softer than Geeti had ever heard it. It felt soft, like silk. She managed to make the smallest nod, her eyes struggling to focus on his face. When did you last give her the medicine? He inquired, still not moving his hand from her forehead. About 30 minutes ago. It takes an hour or so to work, Bimla answered, noting how naturally her brother's protective instincts had emerged. Instead of leaving as she had expected, the colonel pulled a chair closer to the bed. The legs scraped softly against the floor as he positioned it at just the right angle. From the bedside table, he picked up a slim volume, Tales from the Panchatantra, one of the books Geeti had brought from the school library. I remember reading these stories to your father, he said, quietly, more to himself than to anyone else. He settled into the chair, his military posture softening. His voice, when he began to read, was different from his usual commanding tone. It held the pace of bedtime stories of a man who had once been a young, worried father reading to his own fevered son. Geeti drifted between being awake and falling asleep. The rhythm of his words and the gentle touch of Bimla's hands replacing the cooling cloths were comforting. The loneliness of the house seemed to blur, and for the first time since arriving, she felt not like an unwelcome intruder, but like someone who belonged. Morning light filtered through the curtains in gentle streams, pulling Geeti from the depths of sleep. As she woke up slowly, she became aware of three things. The fierce heat had left her body. Her throat did not feel as painful, and that there was someone else in the room. Her grandfather sat slumped in the bedside chair, a white woolen shawl draped across his shoulder. His reading glasses had slipped down his nose, and the book of stories lay open against his chest, rising and falling with each steady breath. Even while sleeping, one hand rested on the edge of her bed. She tried to sit up carefully, hoping to slip to the bathroom without waking him. The slight movement of the sheets broke his sleep. He moved with alertness, as if he had never slept. How do you feel? He asked, setting the book aside and removing his glasses. Better, Geeti whispered, her voice still croaky as sandpaper. His expression softened as he confirmed her fever had broken. Her grandfather's face appeared softer than before. You can, he began and then stopped. You can call me Dadaji if you like. His voice was gentle and calm, a tone she had never heard him use. Geeti continued to look at his face, a little surprised with the change. She nodded, a small smile forming at the corners of her mouth. Yes, Dadaji. The word felt strange on her tongue, like trying on a new clothes that appeared too big but turned out perfect. Saying it aloud seemed to unlock something in her, like someone had lifted a stone from her chest. Take your medicine on time today, he instructed, his tone returning to its familiar authority, but without the hardness she had heard before. And rest. No moving around until Dr. Das says you're completely well. Yes, Dadaji. There it was again. Each time she said it, she felt more natural, like a key finding its proper lock. And if it had been waiting there all along, just needing permission to come home.